what role you think vulnerability plays. Is vulnerability important for leaders now?
Very. A lot of people always say that jobs I'm having, you're lonely. It's lonely at the top. I don't feel that way because of the vulnerability. I'm just sharing with my team and with my people, and sometimes in the broad sense, having virtual calls with hundreds of people, how I'm feeling and how I'm doing at home and how my kids are doing, and that helps. That has helped me. It always also helps, I think, our people, that you can be open and honest about that. So it has always worked for me. People are sort of always know where I am.
What does vulnerability actually mean? Because I feel like a lot of leaders sometimes struggle. Does this mean just like sharing everything about yourself? Or how do you conceptualize what vulnerability means for other leaders out there?
Yeah, well, I also use it in a way. So for example, sales is very important in any business, but certainly in our business. We're a low margin, highly competitive business, so sales is important. So I share, and I'm good at sales, by the way, but I share the fact that I'm still nervous. I'm nervous for a pitch. I'm nervous on meeting new people, and certainly in this virtual way, how to connect with people. And I share that with them. Two things. First of all, he also has that, of course, but the second one is that I also talk about overcoming that vulnerability by just doing it, and therefore setting a bit the scene, like, we're all in it, but it doesn't stop with just feeling anxious. You got to do it, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. So that's important, but that's just me. This is not a general thing, but I'm a family man. So next to the career, and my wife has also had a career, I share that. Why do I share that? First of all, because I'm proud of my wife, but second of all, because we're a company with 65% women. So I want to tell them that I know what they're up against, and I can support that. And then I got my two sons. I talk about that just to be close to people.
Yeah, let people know who you are. What made you be vulnerable? Because, and again, a lot of leaders I think struggle with this because they don't want to be vulnerable. They're scared to be vulnerable. Is there something in your company or your culture that helps encourage this? Like, basically what I'm trying to figure out are what are the variables that need to be present to make vulnerability work for leaders and for people in the company?
Yeah, as always, it's about how you behave. You can talk about this. I can say to you, you need to be vulnerable, but if you don't see me acting that way, so it's very tough to talk about this. You just need to put your money where your mouth is. But it goes back to these values. So to know, to trust, and to serve. I also talk a lot about how I messed up and all the mistakes I made. To make people aware that it's better to make the mistakes because then you try and blah blah blah, instead of just talking about successes because that's boring. So that's how you try to instill a culture, if you will. And I mentioned I also train. So in our company, management always trains, and training. We train teams, so it's not you go to a classroom where there's people you never met, they're colleagues, but you don't work with them. No, you train with the people you see every day, because improvement lies in improving the team, and then the real stuff gets to the forefront, and that all helps. So there's many aspects of our culture that vulnerability is good.